Today I will be discussing educational theories. Educational theories are used to guide how students are taught and to provide educators with the tools needed to develop effective learning strategies. As humans, we are always seeking and acquiring knowledge. Educational theorists have provided a number of theories to assist educators in understanding how people learn effectively. Educational theories assist the educator to maximize the learning experience of the individual. I will be discussing one of those educational theories, and it is called the sociocultural learning theory. It was developed by Lev Vygotsky, a Soviet psychologist who was born in Orsha, Belarus on November 17, 1896, and died on June 11, 1934. His research focused on the connection that culture and language have on cognitive development. Vygotsky's work developed in the 1920s and was not recognized until after his death. Theodore stated that Vygotsky's work is now highly regarded in the world of education and child development. Sociocultural learning theory is an educational theory that looks at the ways that society impacts development and behavior. Sociocultural learning theory looks at the connection between society and culture in the cognitive development of the child. Vygotsky argued that culture shapes the knowledge of the child by providing tools such as writing systems, schools, computers, etc. And there are three main concepts of Vygotsky's research: learning development, which is the learning process and how the child understands, learning, which is the internal development through interaction, and social interaction, which is assisting with the process of cognitive development and higher learning skills. Vygotsky developed another concept called the zone of proximal development, ZPD, which is a distance between what a child can complete independently versus what a child needs assistance through the process of tutoring to complete. And here we have a diagram portraying that. The blue circle are tasks that learned cannot do even with assistance. The green circle are tasks learned that can be done with assistance, and then the yellow small circle are tasks learned that can be done without assistance. CPD can be accomplished by guided learning from a more knowledgeable other, MKO, such as a parent, teacher, or another student who excels on the subject. Vygotsky advised that adults, through the process of scaffolding, were responsible for assisting the child to grow from his or her current level and understanding to encourage growth and development. And here is my representation artistically of that. And this is here where the child needs assistance from a parent in order to learn a skill, the skill of bicycling. Strengths of the theory are that his works are widely recognized in the fields of educational psychology and instructional technology. He was a prolific writer. He wrote 6 separate volumes over the span of 10 years. Vygotsky's zone of proximal development is the most recognized and utilized concept related to the sociocultural learning theory. The theory doesn't view individuals as isolated entities, but provides a richer perspective focusing on the fluid boundary between self and others. Ullmann stated that the sociocultural learning theory is sensitive to the individual and cross-cultural diversity. The theory recognizes individuals within a culture and across cultures vary. Weaknesses of the theory: Lev Vygotsky died of tuberculosis at the age of 34 without completing his work. According to Wikipedia, Vygotsky is the subject of great scholarly dispute. Some scholars view his work as distortions and are reviewing his manuscripts to add validity to his actual ideas. Most of his work became available as early as in the 1980s because of political and translation issues. There is no measurement tool to determine how wide or narrow the ZBD zone should be to accurately determine a child's learning and development level. Sociocultural learning theory is used in nursing education via synchronous and asynchronous communication technologies and computer-supported collaborative learning. This theory is also used in nursing education by integrating sociocultural practices into learning design. and also by the creation of third space for discourse, where a learner's primary discourse related to home and informal social interactions is now merged with the secondary formal discourse of school. Collaborative testing is a teaching strategy that aligns with the sociocultural learning theory. Collaborative testing is characterized by students forming groups to discuss topics and provide feedback. The students will collectively use their previous knowledge, understanding, cognitive development, and cultural experiences to provide answers to the questions. According to Donahoe et al., an assessment is the process of obtaining evidence for a specific purpose. In education, this is to obtain evidence of student knowledge and performance to understand and improve student learning. In contrast, according to Donahoe et al., an evaluation is a process of assigning a value to student products such as tests, papers, presentations, and so forth for the purposes of determining the level at which the student understands the course content. In other words, an assessment measures what the learner currently knows and understands, whereas an evaluation measures if the learner understood what was presented in the course through various learning methods. The meaningful feedback teaching evaluation strategy most aligns with the sociocultural learning theory. Since everyone learns at different levels, students receive meaningful feedback to ensure optimal learning and achieve student learning outcomes. This teaching strategy provides the educator other learning and teaching strategies with the student to better facilitate student learning and success. The sociocultural learning theory aligns with caring science because it incorporates caring relationship with others. Watson's theory not only speaks to connect with the individual but also with others. Social interaction is a vital part of Jean Watson's caring science theory. And according to her Caritas process number 5, it stated that the importance of allowing for the expression of positive and negative feelings, authentically listening to another person's story. The learner will have the opportunity to understand and process the information taught when they can express themselves through their personal story and draw from the social interactions, learning processes, and language development learned throughout life. In conclusion, Vygotsky's sociocultural learning theory guides our learning individually and as a society every day. The practical applications of Vygotsky's theory are demonstrated as the learner cognitively develops as a child, learns to interact and learn from parents, teachers, and peers, and becomes a part of a conducive student learning environment. And lastly, his theory, sociocultural learning theory to educational psychology, will always remain a vital and invaluable contribution to society.